and is a very common denominator when it comes to a high performance person, and has always reappeared again and again and again with the clients that I've trained. And I know I've touched base on this in the course already, but I just want to go over it even further because of how important it is. And it's something that kind of comes along with kind of comes along with the field that you play on, so to speak. You're eventually always going to be bound to come across some form of stress, and how you handle it is going to be huge, right? How you handle those challenges that come your way, and the outlook on life and the outlook on that current situation and the spotlight you put on it is going to have an effect on you and your life, and whether that's big or small is always going to be up to you. And I know that a lot of people have different lives. They can even lead different lives because they have certain things that they do at work that they don't want to translate over to their daily life and that they want to keep out of because of how stressed they are. And there's always certain circumstances, things that you go through where you have to keep trying to find employees because the employees that you keep coming across are just not up to par for what you need for your company. You have your boss who just doesn't see eye to eye with what you're proposing for your business plan, for what you're doing for your company, and you know that it'll do well. Or maybe you have partners within the company that you own that don't seem to respect your side of things, and even though that you get along, they don't see the amount of work that you have to put on your end of the stick of it all. There could be so many different types of things that are going on. There could even be stuff at home that's pissing you off because you've gotten into an argument with your partner and they're not seeing eye to eye with what you're doing with your business or your company, and you're doing it for them at the same time because you care about them, and all the different types of wonderful things that you bear from that company or from your job gets put onto them, but they're upset because they want to see you more. Maybe it could be even affecting your kids. There's so many things that could come along with what you're doing, but how you handle that stress is massively important. And if you're somebody who's very prone to getting upset or to having outbursts or to emotionally shutting down, which I've come across a number of, not all of them obviously, but a number of high performance people that I've trained over the years, then that's all you're going to know. But it's better to allow yourself to release that in one way, shape, or form. And I know you're not going to fix this overnight. It's not going to happen, right? But there's a few steps to it. To learn how to deal with the stress at the current time in a more palpable type of manner, in a more controlled type of manner versus just getting upset and losing it, because there's always an answer to what you're needing to have an answer to, and finding that answer to that challenge is obviously going to get you there, and how to shorten that distance is what's going to cause you to reduce the amount of stress as much as possible, while at the same time also understanding to control your stress, right? The other thing is de-stressing, right? Which I've already mentioned in this part of the course as well in one of the earlier videos, which I'm not going to go over again, but adding those into your daily routine, but also adding activities once a week goes a long way. And I know what some of you are going to say, because I hear it even till this day with some of my clients. Yeah, but to find the time to do it. Yeah, but when am I going to be able to do that? You don't have to do it every week, but you can dedicate an hour or so to be able to do that. And having the time to put into certain activities, okay, that are outside of your work, even if it's as low as an hour a month, is going to have such an impact on your psyche and relieve a lot of stress that it's going to allow you to go into work and be in a better mindset and make better decisions versus just popping off and saying a few things that you wish you never said and that you regret saying that you now have to go and fix. And they could be things like going and, you can go rock climbing, or you can even try gardening, or you can even, a number of you have a lot of money, so use your time to maybe go get your M license, or maybe join a club, or reading like I've already mentioned. You can even go learn, if some of you, it interests you more, go learn how to play chess. Whatever rocks your boat at the end of the day, whatever gets you to go and try something that you're interested in, go learn how to play an instrument, something that gets your brain moving, something that gets your brain thinking and your body moving at the end of the day. An activity that's going to allow you to get out of that certain state of mind from your business and get you focused elsewhere to kind of recharge your mind and de-stress a little bit. Exercise and Obviously eating healthy is part of this as well. Even sometimes just going for a nice run is great too, because even though I love lifting weights, I love strength training, don't get me wrong, and I'll always pick weight training versus cardio, I'll always pick weightlifting versus cardio any day of the week, even though I do both. That's just my take. However, going for a long run, I've found, and going for a hard long run for about 20 minutes or so really makes you feel really good after. It gives me more of a positive release doing that than versus any other time that I've lifted weights. That's just me personally, right? So even going for a long run helps. Doing some form of activity other than working out, or I should say alongside of working out a few times a month with your busy schedule, is going to help you go a long way. Even if you have kids, planning something with your kids, doing something charitable with your church, maybe going go-karting with some friends. A night out is good too, doing something like bubble soccer or dodgeball, going to play hockey with the guys in your beer league, soccer in your beer league. Whatever the case is, something that gets you out of that zone to get your mind off of it, get you active, is going to be huge for your stress relief. Now there's that, and then there's also self-care at the same time. So self-care goes back into some of the other things that I already mentioned, like meditation, even taking like a cold shower. I have a number of clients that still like to do that, or they go polar bear diving, or plunging. Doing those things is more along the lines of self-care because it's more personal for yourself. Having a journal, you know what I mean? Some of them even see therapists because they feel as though they can't relate to what they're doing or how they're feeling with other individuals because they don't have kids, they're not married, right? So those are more self-care type of things that you can do, and then the other set is more of an activity that you can get out and perform and have fun with. Both of them are going to be good for stress management, but also between that, getting into the mind state of learning how to control your outbursts in anger and not beating down on yourself if something isn't going your way. And the way you do that is going back to what I was saying in one of the earlier videos of affirmations. You can't just look and hear that and just laugh and say that's stupid. If you really want to make a change, you have to do something different than what you've been doing. And this is going to help you do that. But you have to be the one to start putting belief in it and not thinking, but knowing it's going to work. And you have to do it day after day after day. And I promise you, you will start to notice your character will change. Exercise alone will actually cause that to happen. I've heard that numerous times from many of my clients in the past and even current. But to make that go or to push that envelope even further, understanding that saying daily affirmations, listening to certain material that's going to cause you to think differently in a more non-reactive type of way, but more of a proactive type of mindset, and not just react at certain situations and get upset or really beat yourself down, is going to go a long way. Whether you find that through YouTube videos, whether you find that through reading, whether you find that through any of the two subgroups of activities we talked about, is going to help you go a long way. So make sure you consume content, which is one, that's going to allow you to start switching your mindset to start thinking that way. Go out and do some of those activities or something else that you find that's going to help. And then also do some of those self-help / self-care things that I mentioned that's going to allow you to de-stress as well. I'm going to put a few suggestions down below that you can look at or download. You don't have to. These are just some things that you can use to make your mind kind of move in that direction and turn some gears so that you can start to find things that work for you. It literally could be anything, but it's something that's going to feel you, or something that's going to make you feel more in a positive manner, that's going to get you de-stressed and thinking a little bit, and take your mind off those certain situations that you're going on, that are happening in work, and allow you to in a sense, recharge, so that when you go back to work, you can think with more of a clear mindset and tackle certain challenges with a more positive mind state. All right, guys, again, help each other out, encourage one another. If you have a question, ask it. If there's anybody in the community that has an answer, put it out there, talk amongst one another, always encourage one another. We're here to help one another out. You have, or maybe I shouldn't say you don't have, but you, to a degree, might not have the idea that you think you do when it comes to the help that you can give somebody if you just answer one of their questions, or even give out some sort of helpful information that you think could be useful to somebody. But other than that, see you guys in the next video.